Hi everyone and welcome to this week's tech tip. Today we're going to see how we can modify the sheet layout. We do have some default types that it's located in the installation folder. So you can either use your own title block within this file, or you can just go ahead and use the default MWF one and just modify the zones. Let me just show you first where this file is located. Now in the new MWF build, this file will be located under program data. So it's not going to be program files anymore. We're going to come here to program data, Strucsoft. So this is for build 8221. Everything before that, it was on program files. And now any other builds that go from 8221, which is the latest one, and in the future, it would be located under program data. So Strucsoft 2023 is the Revit year that I'm using. I'm gonna go under shop drawings, and now I'm gonna go walls, Imperial, sheet layouts. So this is the path that you have to access to locate our sheet layouts. And again, as I mentioned, we have some default types. We have the 11 by 17 sheet, which is this one that we see here on the screen. And then we also have an A4 type. So you can choose one of these as a template, so you can go ahead and start creating your own sheet layouts. Again, you have to remember that this has to be saved as a Revit project, so it's not a family. If you have your title block, it's probably going to be a family. So if you do want to use that, what you have to do is just load the title block in this file, replace it, so you can just delete the MWF1 and place your own title block in here. But again, you do have to save this as a project, a Revit project, instead of a family. So MWF can recognize this as your sheet layout. Okay? And the reason why this has to be saved as a project is because we need those zones to place the views that we are going to create with your shop drawings. So as you can see, we have here, this is just a reference. This is how the default will look like. We have the zones and they are all named. So if you do want to modify this, let's say if you're not going to need an upper right zone, if you don't need a lower right zone as well, or the section. And then let's say you want to drag all of this here towards your right. And maybe also get rid of this one and this one. Okay? So let's say that in your file, in your project, what you're going to do for your shop drawings would be only the elevation view, your plan view, and then maybe the reflected ceiling view, 3D, and this is the place where you could add your bill of material. You can also rename the zones. So once you go to your shop drawing settings, you're going to see the name of each zones once you are assigning the view settings to each one of the zones. So in that case, you can change it so you can have a correct reference. In this case, for example, if this is where my bill of material will be. And after you're done, you can just go ahead and save. The other thing that you could do is also change the width and height of the zone. So as you can see here, I have the width and height parameters, so I can just go ahead and modify this if I'd like to. And then it will change in my sheet layout as well. So if you do want your views to be aligning automatically, make sure to also align the zones. And then once you're done, you can go ahead and just save this as a new title block. So again, you do have to save in that folder that we were at before. So we're just going to give it a name and hit save. So now I'm gonna go back to my project, and if I click in my drawings operations on my manager, we're gonna be using this option here for our settings. So I already have my settings in here. If I go ahead to set my layout directory, I see that it's looking at the correct path. If I take a look at what I have in that folder, I would see the sheet layout that we have just created. And if I go ahead here, for example, on one of my sheets, I can just change here from the pull down. I can just select the one that I've just created. Sometimes the zones will not update right away, as you can see. So if that happens, you can click OK here and enter the settings again. And then if you go back, you would see that now it's updated. Because we did delete some of them, you're going to see that we're left with the updated version, so the one that we just saved, which had only the elevation, top, bottom, bill of material, and then the 3D view. Okay, so whatever name you're adding to the zone, this is what you're going to see in here in your shop drawing settings. And that's it for today. See you guys next week.